That's only natural. War is a terrible thing. Furthermore, while their poverty extends far, it can be argued that this situation is for the best. Barnaby does not see that, though. He sees his own solution as the only solution. The people do not side with him. That is at least one reason, or that is at least one issue that needs to be addressed. They must support him. They must feel that his decision is right. So I will kill him. In doing so, the blame should be placed upon Gabriel, and it should be clear to the populace that they have an enemy to fight. What is he saying? Was all that talk before to prepare me to accept this evil? To prepare me for all these calculated deaths? You're not just asking me to support killing a man, are you? You're going to allow the nuclear bomb to be launched as well. Are you insane? I can't sit by and allow that. You've underestimated the plight of these people. For Barnaby, who has no real power, to wrest it for himself in such a dramatic fashion suggests that he's not willing to listen to reason. If we had longer than 4 hours, then it would have perhaps been possible to change his mind. But like this, just forget it. The nuke will be launched. All we can do is unite these people before they go to war. We can still bring this nation to order. Order? Does that bother you? Stability is paramount, Winter. So cool your head. Think about this logically already. Being a mediator isn't a thing of emotion. That's... what? That's only your opinion, and you're only one person. Don't act as though you know anything. I don't know a lot. But what I do know is that murder is the worst thing a person can do. So horrible and disgusting and terrible that we don't even write about it, and it never happens. Okay, that's pretty naive. What, you want to rebel against me again? I don't know. I don't know if I should, because you're kind of right, you. It doesn't look like it. They're so tainted by the troubles that it is doubtful I could convince the president to stop this. Killing him instead, though, letting the nuke go off too, could I even forgive myself for that? Yet we probably don't have much time. Very much time. From what I've read and what I've heard, it seems that the weapon can be released easily very, very soon. Winter. Blast, I need more information. Are you saying that preventing the launch in war is impossible? I'd mentioned before that, with luck, it won't be. With the president gone, and the only remaining leader being a backup, there may at least be a delay on the bomb, which would give us more time to attempt other plans. The death of the president could also lead Gabriel taking Brighton much more seriously, since it signals the dangerous level of civil unrest. In which case, Gabriel would probably leash this nation completely before they even had the chance to launch the nuke. Alternatively, there is also a small chance, a very small chance, that Gabriel will give in to Barnaby's demands. In the likely case that none of these possibilities come to pass, however, you can still expect the relations between Gabriel and Brighton to proceed much differently from now on. Brighton citizens will believe that Gabriel has a stronghold on them, and so complete that they can kill their president in less than an hour after a threat of aggression. Some will be in fear to rebel against such power, but many will be emboldened in their belief that Gabriel has gone too far. What's more, once the bomb has gone off, the citizens won't be afraid for much longer. The fusion bomb holds unprecedented power here. Nobody understands it, not even Brighton. It could separate the two muddled nations and produce a new order. As an added bonus, once they see its power and grow to fear it, it is probable this world will never see a nuclear weapon launched again. If Barnaby were to launch it now without his nation's consent, the people would condemn him as a tyrant. It could lead to both civil war and an international one. We need to make him a martyr, a hero in death. He will be a sacrificial symbol of Brighton's loyalty, and the people will follow him posthumously. Gracious. He seems so sure of himself. Would this really be for the best? Would this bring about order? What should I do? Oh, got a decision. See, personally, I mean, I might go back through and do the other option if because I quite like this story so far. I think I would follow Cyrus, though. I think he's... because I don't know what else we could really do at this point. I mean, talking to the president guy's not gonna solve this situation. It's a really bad situation. And honestly, there are a lot of outcomes, and most of the ones, if we do what Cyrus says, seem like they would be better than the outcome if we rebelled. So I think, yeah, I'll follow Cyrus. Fine. I refuse to invest any more into this. It's out of my hands. I'm just here to watch, yeah? Then that's what I'll do. If Cyrus wants to go around murdering people and being a terrible person, then I guess that's his prerogative. I'll just consider this an example of how not to be a proper mediator. This is all we can do, Winter. Yes, whatever. I must say that the thing I hate most about this is that he isn't entirely wrong. Not about the murdering. That's definitely wrong, no question. It's just that I really don't know anything. Cyrus is a mentor. He's been doing this for a while. Evidently, from the candor in his voice, he's good at it too. Even if I took the lead, in the face of my inexperience, anything I suggest is likely to fail. It's just so frustrating. Winter. I will follow you, but I hope you know that I won't be killing anyone. This is your bloodstained proposal, not mine. I'll watch and I won't help. That's all you're here for. That's right. I'm only here to watch and learn, that's all. As such, I stopped talking and just stare at him instead. We need to find a library. Is that so? We need to find out where the president is. We visited this world before, but not this country. We don't know where the government office is, or even if that is where the president will be. We need to learn more, and quickly. This feels like a lecture. Wait here. He turns and runs off to a woman passing by, one of the several women and men, who seem to have begun filling the streets as the president's address assumably ends. Well, okay. I didn't exactly have an urge to flee just now or anything, although I wouldn't mind going home and ignoring all this. Demanding a withdrawal is a failure, though, so I will stick with it. Granted, I am sure they would make an exception for a situation as unique as this, but no, I have to see this through. I ought to see this through. I turn my attention back to my mentor, who has finally reached the woman. Until she notices him, he is wearing an expression so stern, I'm sure it would stun her. But after that point, she is met with a bright face and a smile. He begins talking to her amiably, outside of my earshot, and I stop paying him any mind. Something about that high charisma of his disgusts me. Perhaps it's the basely manipulative angle from which he ultimately approaches everything. Ends justifying means. The means of many over the few various ridiculous philosophies. Even for having to be around him, I feel gross and dirtied. Worse for being associated with him, and especially worse for letting him do what he wants. But right, of course. I shouldn't let any of it bother me. Just as he said, my job is to watch. This isn't my responsibility. Distance from him now, I start feeling much calmer than before, and when he returns I have settled down enough to feel oddly impassive about the whole situation. I just ask for directions. There's a library close by. Come on, we're running. With that, he takes off in a sprint, clearly slower than his true pace. I would guess for my benefit. For a second, I contemplate walking, but I reason promptly that there's no point in making matters any worse. I follow fast enough. Being in the presence of books has a placating effect on me. Ever since we entered here, I've been breathing sighs. Everything makes sense in books, especially everything is carefully placed, planned out, logical, and clear. They reflect what I once admired in reality. Of course, reality doesn't offer such things anymore. After all, here I am, sitting in the library of another world, my mentor tapping away at keys to find a man to kill. Wonder what kind of books this world I wonder what kind of books a world with war has. Ones about bloodshed and suffering. As long as they're fiction, I might like to read them. Granted, I've found it difficult to determine what exactly fiction even is. Got it. That's I almost say that's good, but I catch my automatic I catch myself in my automatic politeness. Nothing about that is good. I should have sabotaged his computer somehow. Well, I suppose all that's left is the murderer man. I give Cyrus the curious glance and suggest a question. Possibly one eliciting the whereabouts of the president. He seems to pick up on it. Don't worry about where he is. It's not like it would mean anything to you. Instead, I've got to tell support. We can't shift on our own to unconfirmed locations. I'll tell you this, though. This society is pretty open. The floor plan, the entire government building is online. Wow, that's... yeah. Found it on a website offering tours of all places. The president's office is on the top floor. We'll try going there directly there. I break my gaze and look at the computer monitor. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Cyrus lifting his wrist to his mouth and talking into it. I could eavesdrop, but I don't really care to. I instead turn to the halls of bookshelves. Huh. Now here's a thought. If there were an infinite number of words, and supposedly infinite number of worlds, then theoretically there's no limit to what has been written, right? That would mean that each world has their own unique writings, their own unique piece of infinite collection. How enlightening. We're going, Winter. I wonder how long I can keep up the charade of nonchalance. I'm afraid that as soon as I take it down, I'll be completely aware of the severity and sickness of the oncoming event. So I don't want to go. I don't want to see this. I'm about to watch a man die. I'm about to let a city be destroyed. I can't even believe I joked about this. I completely relinquished my rebellion, and now I can't save anything. You could easily say that this was my fault, and wouldn't need to convince me. I could have done something. I could have tried harder. This is a lesson. I want to stop coming to class. I must keep going, though. Regardless of my feelings on the matter, really, I have to. I have to keep doing this, and I have to keep dealing with him. If I'm going to allow this, then I can't hide it from it. I look back to Cyrus. The coordinates have been set in your ICD. We'll be going together in 5. I lift my wrist and turn the small screen towards me. There are coordinates and a countdown showing. Cyrus is taking something from his inventory. Oh boy. Before I see it, I know what it is. A weapon. He pulls it out and I'm at loss for words. I only know that it's a gun from it being vaguely similar to the one in my textbook. It looks much stranger than the textbook gun, and seems disturbingly sinister. Perchance my way of thinking is warping my perceptions. Hopefully not. I wonder how Cyrus got it. We weren't given any weapons for our work, but we're allowed to take things from different worlds along our travels, and store them within our inventories. Surely there's a story to how this gun wound up with him. Surely there's a story of how he got each of the doubtlessly countless weapons he keeps in his inventory. If I didn't load them, I might even ask. Oh wow. Quite a fancy office. My surroundings quickly change as the countdown reaches 0. I take stock of the new room, noting that it's particularly furnished, yet elegant, with the same large desk I saw on television sitting meters away from us. The same man is here as well, though this time he's standing back towards us and gazing out of a large window. He naturally does not notice our arrival. There isn't anything visually or audibly spectacular about a teleportation from an ICD. Cyrus lifts his arm to aim, and everything crashes onto me. I stare at the trigger intently, and it is as though time is slowed. I can do something. I can stop this. I could just push him. I could swat that thing out of his hand. It doesn't have to go this way. There are other things we could do. He can't be so cold-hearted. No one deserves this. He's going to die. I can't stop this. I can't do anything. I cry out, too late, and soundless under the gun, but he heard me. Barnaby heard me. He turned, and I saw his face as he died. The scariest part is that his face in death was exactly as his normal face. I'll now see it everywhere. He crumbles to the floor. Cyrus doesn't scold me for shouting. He just stands still at my side, pointing his gun at the president's corpse. I stare at the body and become aware of my breathing. I take in air and rattle as it fills my lungs. This is literally the strangest experience I've had since I got here, and I'm not convinced it's real. I don't want to be convinced. He's I'm displaced and overwhelmed. I haven't even read novels like this. I can't react to something so almost fake. After a few minutes, Cyrus lowers his weapon and returns it to his inventory. My neck cracks out as I turn to witness the action, seemingly abrupt in the stillness of the death. He lifts his wrist and looks at it. We are then turned to the street where we started, some distance away from all the televisions. At the new location, I break from my stupor and attempt to ground myself again. I assure my mind that this is all real, and knowing that it is, I soon look upon Cyrus with contempt. Wasn't that it? What are we still doing here? What are we doing still here? Guilty. And need another drink, perhaps? We need to monitor the situation. There may be more to do yet. In his case, doesn't that mean more people to kill? Whatever. I've done what I have to. Can I leave now? Frankly, I don't even care about my grade after this. Look. What? I turn to Cyrus. I turn to what Cyrus is directing my attention to. The wall of TVs from before. There's a small crowd gathered there, and over their heads I can see an instantly recognizable crest of the Brighton presidency displayed on the screens. Without a word, Cyrus moves to join them. I reluctantly follow, uncertain whether I'm going to like what I'm about to hear. This is an emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Please pay close attention to the following message. The message will begin in 10 seconds. Then I stopped myself from using found out and alternatively caught you, realizing our company. Cyrus merely looks down at me for 3 seconds before gazing back to the symbol. If the president is dead, then who's going to speak? His second or something? The message will now play. What? Sir, isn't that... Shh. It's the president, dressed in the same brown suit, behind the same large desk, in the same exact room as I just saw him die in. I thought this place wasn't magical. Is this necromancy? Cyrus's expression reveals little to the mystery as usual, but I can see for certain that he is in no way nervous about this. Right. It can't be necromancy. Richard physics. Winter. Think with some sense. Cyrus probably killed a body double or something. Is body double the right term? You killed someone acting as someone else. At least, I seriously hope so, because the last thing I need after all this is wizards. People of Brighton, do not be alarmed, for the news I bear is by no means alarming. This tape is to be played at the time of my death. To be more exact, the time of my assassination. Oh my. The crowd gasps and murmurs, despite the president's cryptic assurance. Ah, right, of course. This is must have been what Cyrus expected. The people shall now have the martyr. Vice President Haynes shall carry on my duties, few as they were. From here on, he will also make certain my final orders brought to fruition. My body tenses at his words. As I said, this is not alarming news. After my actions today, I fully expected Gabriel's retaliation. I know what he means, and it's crawling forth in my head. The realization that I, in my inaction, advocated this. Of course, I hoped that I would be wrong. The second possibility, the likely one, the bomb will be launched and people will die. But the Gabriel elite seem to dismiss us. While unfortunate, it is their choice. Gabriel did this? I knew things were bad, but I never thought they'd start outright killing us. It seems they're reacting with somewhat expected behavior, but none of them are calling for the death of Gabrians. It's not with pleasure that I issued the order for their death. An eye for an eye is a better philosophy. I wish there could have been another way. The missile has already been launched. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Wait, hey, are we seriously going to fight Gabriel? Was Barnaby crazy? Just because we got a military doesn't mean we can fight anyone. We don't stand a chance. We're gonna get slaughtered. Haven't you been keeping up with the word on the street? The bomb is supposed to take out Gabriel. The whole damn city in one bomb. They're the ones who are gonna get slaughtered. Goddamn riddance. As far as I'm concerned, Barnaby's nailed it. Gabriel should pay. Had their chance, and they pissed it down the gutter. Hey fellas, we've been dying over here for 100 years, and for what? so that the Gabrians could sit on lazy asses all day and watch us bleed? I say, let them learn something about what it's like to suffer and die. I plug my ears and their voices pierce me. Yeah, we can do this. Barnaby fought for and died for us. He's always been fighting for us, and we shouldn't let his death be in vain. Man, when I first heard his speech, I thought he was nuts. But maybe the old bastard was right all along. Maybe this is how we should fight back. Kill the fuckers. We'll show them what we're made of. What am I hearing? I do hope this, severely that we will be able to negotiate after this. Fuck negotiating. Shut up, we can't fight them. Are you insane? We're not gonna fight them, we're gonna fucking kill them. People Brighton, I am sorry that there was no path for us other than stained with blood. Do not forgive my decisions. I only pray that tomorrow will be a better day for you, and that my choice was the proper one. Good night, Brightons. It has been an honor serving as your president, as little as that ever meant. The crowd erupts into commotion, screams of praise, shouts of anger, but one overwhelming cry, give them hell. I don't know what it means, but it sickens me. I immediately face Cyrus, with intent to spit on his shoes and slap him across the face, if only I could reach. But he drags me away from the crowd, before I am capable of doing either. Sir. You've won, sir. You have your unity in blood. Where's your smile? Aren't you happy? It's gone precisely as you planned. You. Are you not getting this? You just killed at least an entire city of people, and why? Why, I ask you? Because you refused to listen to me? Because you were so stubborn and... Because I couldn't stop you, you miserable, shrewish, murderous oaf. I can't believe this. How could I have let this happen? This weight isn't something someone like me should bear. I can't bear this enormous load of bullshit. This guilt is my incapability. The spirit at your foolishness. This disgust in myself for my apathy. Why won't you say anything? Look over there. Oh shit. The whole congregation looks at the horizon, where there is a growing light. Anger subsides into shock, which subsides into disbelief, and then acceptance. What comes as acceptance is sadness too sudden, thick. So sudden, thick, and powerful that tears fall from my eyes before I even realize they're coming. Millions of people are now gone, in a moment, just gone, burnt up. I am to blame, I failed. Absolutely 100% I allowed this ruination. Sir, you... I just can't believe you. I just can't accept this. Why did you kill them? An immense wave of sound and energy pounds through us. I nearly topple over, held still only by the tugging at Cyrus's shirt.